What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Finally, I can say that to another edition of Generational Sports. It's been a long time, okay? It's been what? I mean, Josh, we're talking like 3 weeks here now, right?
For real, it's
I mean,
because yeah,
I had a
3 weeks.
I had a nice little 2 week vacation. I came back, thought we were going to do the show, and we didn't do the show. But hey, you know what they say, Josh? It's better late than never, and we're back. And we got Monique here. We got a nice little special guest. Talk a little UFC. Of course, our UFC basically correspondent, I would like to say. Big words. We use big words on over here, Gen Z. We're very, very smart people, as you can probably tell by other episodes you listen to. But all right. Listen, it's been a while. So I got asked the most important question. And Monique, don't get me wrong, it's important to me too. But I ask this to Josh every show, so it's my most important. Josh, how you doing there, guy?
I'm doing good, man. I'm
Good?
doing pretty good. Outside of the heat, it's doing pretty good. Because I gotta tell you, man, I don't even live in a big house, and we only have one working AC. So you'd think it'd be able to reach, but it doesn't. It's 91 here, and it feels like it inside. So it's tough. But Connie, you had a vacation. I mean, I already know you're doing good. Fresh cut. I
Feel
mean,
me?
so how good are we doing? How good?
I mean, listen. I'm already a little tired on this 4th of July. Happy 4th of July, everybody, by the way. But I mean, listen, 2 week vacation. There was a lot of drinking. There were a lot of friends down there. Came back, immediately had to go back to the Renegades. That was fun though. Today, yesterday my friend had a little something, a little get together. Got home real late, about 3 in the morning. Woke up, just played 18, and now I'm here. So it's been a long road back. So we're doing all right. Monique, how are you doing though?
I'm doing good, man. I can't wait to break down this UFC card. And like Josh said, it is hot here in Toronto. Oh my God, I have a fan like blowing in my face right now, and I'm hoping it does more than that. But
Monique,
yeah,
do you prefer warm or cold weather? Which one do you
I
prefer?
prefer cold weather because like I can like
you're
at
a normal
least
human being.
I prefer cold weather just because like I like removing the layers kind of thing instead of like having the hot weather where you can't like remove any other layers.
Okay, see, now we can confirm that Monique is a normal human being, because I swear to God, if you like heat but more, you're weird. I'm sorry, because listen, there's more ways to warm up than there is to cool down, and it's just a scientific fact. My science. Listen, I could put a blanket on, a couple layers. Listen, I could even exercise a little bit. I mean, would I do that? Of course not. Look at me. But I mean, I can do. If it's hot out, I need water or ice. I got no other options. I can't go outside in just the skimpies, bro. I'll get arrested immediately. Maybe if I had abs, it wouldn't be so big of a problem. But listen, that's here nor there. Anyway, listen, we don't have to wait any longer, because we'll get into the UFC 276 recap right now, as we should. I'm not gonna lie, I was working, so I only saw the main card. I did not see any of the prelims. I didn't see any of the early prelims, because usually I do like to watch the entire card, because I like seeing people get punched in the face. I've gotten over this many times. But with that being said, Monique, I'm sure you can give us some more thoughts on that. And Josh, I'm sure you get. I don't know how much either one of you watched, but I did get to see the main card. But Monique, you are the MMA queen, as we like to say. So take us through everything.
Yeah, no, I mean, I unfortunately only got to see the main card because I was on vacation as well. It was Canada Day weekend up in Toronto, so we had a few days off, and basically I watched the main card. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I was disappointed in the Sugar Sean Pedro Munoz fight. I was so disappointed. I was like, first of all, okay, I don't know who. Like, there's a lot of Sugar Sean fans out there, including myself, but even I knew that he was probably losing that fight, okay? Because Pedro Munoz was, like, going at it with those kicks, just, like, and not letting him strike and not letting him find his rhythm and stuff like that. So it was really disappointing just because it ended in an eye poke, and I hate eye pokes, and I hate when that happens, and, like, then it becomes a no contest. And did you see Sugar Sean O'Malley like literally celebrate with a swish? Right?
That was a little weird to me when I saw that, because I'm also dumb, and I thought that if he the fight was done because of the eye poke. I thought that meant he lost because I thought it would have been a disqualification, not a no contest. So that's why I was extra confused at first until they read off the no contest. But even the no contest, like, bro, you it's a no contest. You didn't win nothing. I feel like to celebrate, you have to win. Just like, and listen, we'll get to it, but just like Izzy, bro. If Izzy came out like the Undertaker, which, by the way, go. Just want to throw that out there. Undertaker. If he came out with that Undertaker full thing and lost, you never recover from that. You can't do it.
Oh yeah.
You can't recover from that. You come out like a god. You got to. I mean, you got to be able to put up a fight. But anyway, Josh, how disappointed were you in the eye poke? Because my brother texted me. He was like, "Yo, I'm watching this. Legally, of course. We always buy the pay-per-views." And he was like, "The one fight I wanted to see, it ended like that." Is that how you felt as well, Josh?
Kinda. It was definitely a fight I was looking forward to the most because I think since the O'Malley Cheeto fight, this has been Sugar Sean's biggest challenge. I mean, Pedro Munoz has fought all the top guys in that division almost, so it was a fight I was looking forward to most. And I agree with you, Monique. I think Pedro won that first round. I thought Sean was starting to find himself a little bit in that second round, trying to close the distance a little bit more. And then the eye poke at first, because he didn't take the full 5 minutes, and I didn't even see him open the eye, and he was like, "I can't see out of it." I'm like, "Yeah, you gotta open it."
Yeah,
like,
that's usually how you see. I can't
was
see
like,
with the closed eye either.
Like until he walked out of the ring, I didn't see him open his eye once. But then I did see some photos of him after the fight, and it did look really swollen. So it probably was bad enough to cause a no contest. But not taking the full 5 minutes and not even trying to go again or anything. It was a little disappointing, but I don't know. That's just Sean though. I mean, he acts like he didn't lose to Cheeto with the broken leg thing. He's gonna act like this is a win for him too, because I mean, most people are.
That you say that, Josh, because I was obviously, started watching the McAfee show, and they had Sean on, and they were talking about his past few fights, and they were like going through his list, and it was like knockout, 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 and I was like, didn't he lose? I swear he lost a fight because he broke something.
Yep. Yeah.
And bro, it's like it never happened though. Like I know to us it did, but like I feel like people, or especially Sean, are just like never happened. Which, by the way, might be an unpopular opinion. I almost agree with it, bro. If I lose because I break my leg, I'm not counting as a loss. I'm sorry, I'm not doing it.
So do you not count Connor losing?
No, you broke your leg. How is that my fault?
I think they're two different situations. Though. I think Sean's I wouldn't count as much. Connor's most likely broke because Dustin checked a leg kick or something. So I think that's more of like Dustin kind of did make him not be able to fight. So in a way,
Connor wins just because he broke his leg and then still talked while on the ground.
That was some of his best trash talk too. I
said, "Oh,
hey, baby, he's the best."
He said, "Your wife's in me DMs." I was like, "Okay."
You know who really surprised me though at this card? Like, I just forgot his name already. Double champ. He called out like everyone. He called out O'Malley. He was talking crap to Aljamain Sterling. I had his name right before I started talking about him. Yeah, Henry Cejudo. He was talking crap to everybody at this pay-per-view. Like, he really wants to get back into it. I want to see him fight again, but I mean, I didn't expect
want to see him fight again. You know who I want him to fight? I want him to fight Alexander Volkanovski. Now that is a fight I would 100% buy instead of streaming illegally. Okay, like that's the fight that I want to see, just because they both have similar fight styles. Very, very similar fight styles. Cejudo, like, I don't know which one's better, Cejudo or him. Cejudo has obviously that ring rust because he hasn't been in the octagon for that long. But he's still training. I know that he's still training. He still trains with Wei Li Zhang and all of them down there in Arizona. So, we'll see. We'll see about that. Now, okay, one fight that I definitely didn't watch, but I caught the highlights of was the Robbie Lawler fight. Now that was disappointing.
Very good fight.
That was on the main card, right? That was the main card, right?
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
like it was a good fight, but it was disappointing because like obviously I want to see Robbie Lawler win, but then he's just
Right.
you know what, he's washed. Everybody knows he's washed. Everybody knows he's like at the end of his career. Like he should just retire. Like I don't even know why he's still fighting, but you know what do you think, Josh? Since like you said it was a good fight, so what did you think about the fight?
That was a great fight.
Yeah, I mean, him and Bam Bam were going at it. Neither of them cared about protecting their face. They were just, I mean, I don't know, Robbie wanted it to get finished. Like, he was not protect. He had his head like dipped and was just walking forward. I'm like, dude, you're already hurt. Like, do something. You can't just like not throw anything. But I liked the fight a lot. It was very good. Better than I expected because the Nick Diaz and Robbie Lawler fight kind of disappointed really badly. I mean, they were throwing, but they were dead tired and weak punches. This fight was much better. They were both landing some very good shots. I mean, no takedowns. I think they said like no takedowns until the Adesanya fight. I think there might have been an attempted takedown that almost happened, but the whole main card there were no takedowns, and that's what I really liked out of that Robbie Lawler fight. It was just they were just standing and throwing. But I agree. It's not great to see Robbie go down like that. He's such a legend. He's been great for so long, and now it's like, man, love seeing him fight, but hate seeing him lose like that.
Yeah,
I was in B-dubs after I got done with the Renegades. Me and my boys went. That place was active for that fight. That's
really
B-dubs.
Okay.
Oh yeah, had to get a little. Listen, by the way, B-dubs. I need a sponsor, bro, because you guys are a little too expensive.
They are expensive.
I mean, like, listen, a burger? Come on, I can't be paying no $15, bro. What are we talking
about? $15 for a burger? Yeah. Oh bro, my gosh!
I'm like, what are we talking about, B-dubs here? Don't get me wrong, it's a beautiful cheese curd bacon burger. It's fantastic, great burger. But I mean, listen, you're hurting the wallet. You're killing me here.
Mm-hmm.
But no, that fight was good. I mean, they were just throwing back and forth. I mean, you knew it was going to end up in a finish like that. I believe they got a performance bonus as well, as they should.
He wanted 100,000. That's what he said after the fight.
Was it the fight? That was the fight of the night, wasn't
it? I mean, I think it should have been.
I do think that one fight of the night. So I mean, yeah, I don't blame it. They were throwing. They were definitely throwing. I'll tell you that.
Well, speaking of throwing, guys. Okay, Josh, we were talking about this like 2 weeks ago. Alex fucking Pereira. Sorry for my language, but like he demolished Sean Strickland. Yeah. Totally caught me by surprise because Sean Strickland is a stand-up dude. He is very well-rounded. I was expecting a turnaround, like, you know, the opposite that happened, but no. Alex Pereira knocked him out. I believe it was either the first round or the second round, and it was quick.
It was like first. That. I think
it was the first round. It was that beautiful left hand, and then follow up with the right, and then another right, and I was just like, wow. Okay, now that is a performance where you go and fight for the fucking title after that. That is the performance that gets you the title shot. And I'm pretty sure Izzy even said that he wants Sean or Alex after this. So
because what? Izzy's 0-2 against him in kickboxing, and I believe Pereira knocked him out once. And he was like, "Oh, he said, no, you know, it's different." And this, I mean, Izzy bodied so everybody else. He bodied everybody else. You might as well.
That fight is going to be so good. It's going to be, I mean, because Joe Rogan was saying it perfectly as the Cannonier fight was ending. He was like, you know, guys like Cannonier, they really can't match up against Izzy because everything they try to do, he can just keep them at distance, keep them at bay. They can't get in there and start working. Alex doesn't have that problem. He's right up there with Izzy in their size comparison, his skill level. He's not afraid to get in there and fight with Izzy. So that fight is going to be, I mean, Izzy's had some tests, you know, since he's been champ, and he passed all those early. He's kind of been coasting for a little bit. I mean, taking on guys like Vittori and Paulo Costa and, you know, Whitaker again. But this is going to be his first test in quite some time. So I'm really excited for that. And I was watching the stream, obviously legally. I wouldn't do anything illegal, but I didn't even get to see the knockout live. I was watching the fight, lag, refresh the page, and I don't see Pereira though. I see Sean Strickland walking around the ring, like when I get the pay-per-view back up. So I'm like, oh, Strickland finished him. And then they show the replay. I'm like, oh no, he didn't. He didn't.
Strickland was me.
Yeah, that left hand was nasty. It was nasty.
The left caught him, and then he put him out with the right. Just, I mean, when you like, I feel, bro, when the neck goes limp and they just, I'm like, all right, bro, you did something. Now you did something.
Guys, that fight is gonna be bananas. That fight against Alex versus Izzy is gonna be bananas. Like just like Josh said, he is not afraid to fight, and he is so good in the freaking pocket. It is unbelievable. I can't wait for this fight. But speaking of fights that were pretty dominant, we're talking about Alex Volkanovski versus Max Holloway. Now that, my friends, hurt my heart so much because my head was saying Alex Volkanovski. My head was saying Alex Volkanovski. My heart was saying Max Holloway. I went with my head. I was right, but I didn't want to be right. Max just, I don't know if it was ring rust, guys. I don't know what happened, but he just couldn't get his rhythm.
Volkanovski's just that good.
Volkanovski happened.
Yeah, that's all that happened. Volkanovski's just insane.
See, I feel like I'm almost lucky in a way that I've come into UFC late because now it's almost at the fact that, like you said, if with your heart you're hoping Holloway, bro. I really just like all the champions, bro, and it's for the simple fact that I think that's why like Brady and love Brady as greatness. The Yankees are just a great. I just that's why John Jones favorite fighter. I love greatness. And that whole time it seems like every title fight, I'm like, whoever the champion is, I'm like, please don't lose. Besides Sterling still pisses me off. God, does he annoy me. But anyway, that's a different problem. Even though he proved himself. I'll give it to him. He proved himself. I thought Jan was going to come back, beat his ass for the fake ass knee that he took, 25 minutes to get over. But he proved himself. Still annoys me. He's the only one I would really care to lose. But I've been watching these Volk fights, and I'm like, I don't ever want to see this man lose. I want to see him going on a 50 title fight streak like that. It's out of pocket. I mean, I tweeted during the fight. I said, bro, there's nobody on the level. It's not even close. That was a sweep. That was a 5-round sweep. Max didn't do a thing. And then they cut to Max's corner, and this man has, a Grand Canyon on his eyebrow.
Yeah, I thought they were stopping it. That cut was deep.
Yeah,
that was a deep cut.
That was a deep. See, my only thing was it wasn't leaking into the eye, so I was like, maybe that's why. He was lucky.
It was right there.
It was right. It was right on the side of the nose, so I didn't think they would call it. But I mean, Volk isn't even close. I mean, no, Volk is miles ahead of everybody. Max, I'm the best boxer in the UFC. You literally got outboxed for 5 rounds. Literally. Outboxed for 5 rounds. Didn't do a thing. It was amazing. It was simply amazing.
It was really sad to see because we see the Max Holloway we used to see him pressure, we used to see him going forward, landing his strikes, landing those leg kicks, and just it's like he didn't know what he was doing in the octagon. It's like he was jabbing, but it wasn't connecting. It wasn't really connecting and really making an impact on Volk's face. And Volk just looked better and better each fight, just like Connie said. And we just joined City Kickboxing, which is the camp that Israel Adesanya is with. So he's just gonna get better and better as we go. So I don't know what's gonna happen. I want him to fight Cejudo because literally there's nobody else that he can fight, maybe Yair Rodriguez or whatever, but that's pretty much it. But Brian Ortega's fighting Yair Rodriguez later this year.
I know exactly who should fight. I know exactly who's next. Charles Oliveira. Oh,
I would love that. That would be amazing. That'd be striker versus jiu-jitsu master. That would be crazy.
I feel like he's mad small for that though.
I mean, he'd only be going up to 155, isn't that?
Yeah, that's 10 pounds. That should be doable because
I just mean he's a tiny dude.
Yeah, but I mean, so is Michael Chandler. Michael Chandler's pretty small too, and he almost put out Oliveira.
Bodying people.
Yeah, so I mean, Volkanovski's gonna sweep that. He's gonna do a wraparound again if he just stays there. I don't think he's gonna find a better time to try to become a double champ. And I think right now is a prime time for it. I mean, that division is stacked. He could wait a little bit, see if maybe, a different champion shows up that he has a better chance against. But I think Oliveira versus Volkanovski for the belt is for a chance at double champ is one of the best fights ever.
Is it
with how good they
possible?
both are right
No,
now.
you can't do that. I wish you could like have one title, or like one fight, but for both titles. Because like if it would have to be one of them going up or down. It can't be.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah.
Because
No, I feel like you should be able to meet in the middle and then do it for both.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome.
Like, imagine just me. What's the pound difference? You had 10 pounds.
Yeah.
So listen,
meet at 150.
5,
meet up 150.
Go down 5. You're even.
Yeah.
Just fight for both.
Yeah.
Come on, Dana. I got you, bro. Put me in charge. I don't even need. Listen, I'll take like a $400,000 salary a year because I mean, Dana, you're making great money. That's $400,000. That's nothing to you, Dana. I mean, to me, I'm living lavishly though. So listen, just put me in charge. We'll be all right. Let's go to the main event.
We should all be matchmakers, guys. We should all be matchmakers because I think that'd be a great gig to do. Oh my god! Speaking of like great fights, even though this fight, the main event, wasn't like my favorite fight, and I knew it wasn't going to be my favorite fight because I knew that Izzy was going to dominate. Okay, just because it's Izzy, he's just going to keep him at bay, which he did. And like, of course, Connie said, like basically him coming in with the Undertaker whole theme song he needed to dominate, and that's what he did. But you know what? I think it felt like he wasn't even trying. Like that's how easy it felt. Like when I watched Izzy and I watched that live, I was falling asleep first of all because I was like, first of all, that fight wasn't that exciting, and second of all, it was like 1 a.m. Eastern time.
Yeah, bro, I got home at like 2:15.
Yeah,
like, bro.
Connie, I'm a little older than you, man. We don't work that
late. No. That's what I'm saying. I was in there like this. I said, bro, it's 2 a.m. How this fight still going on?
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. And like, you know, at that fight, I knew it was gonna be like that. There was no surprises. It was not exciting to me. It was just, you know, Izzy's gonna dominate again, and like the only person that I want to see him fight now is Alex Pereira. That's all I have to say about that. What do you think, Josh? What do you think about that fight? Did you think it was surprising at all? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Did you care about it at all?
It was kind of what I expected. A couple weeks ago when we talked about it, I said I think Cannonier like presented the same thing Strickland would have, which is, you know, just unique power where it just comes out of nowhere. It's almost every punch he's throwing that's not a jab is knockout power, and he threw a couple of those, but like you said, he's just too good that he didn't even let him get close to him. If it did even kind of get close to him, he blocked it perfectly or countered it, so it lost its momentum. He just, like you said, it looks like he's not even trying, just because everything everyone presents to him, it's like, all right, I can do it. And during the promos, he's like, at this point, I just want to try every technique. Like that's what he said during the promos. He's like, I just want to try everything. Like that's crazy that he's at that level where he's like, you know what? Maybe I'll try like only southpaw this whole entire fight. You know, like let's just try that. Like that's why I'm super excited for that Pereira fight. It's gonna be crazy because that's not a fight he can just be like, you know, worry about how he's gonna walk into the ring or what new tactic can I try here. It's gonna be like you have to show up for that fight. But the intro, man, it was really dope. But I wanted the knockout because he's been talking about a knockout since this fight's been set. So then you come out to the Undertaker with the urn, like you gotta
with his name on it too.
Out. Yeah, like you gotta put that man's lights out. But I don't know. Wasn't as good as the fight.
It's not a finisher though. We all know the reason why that people shouldn't compare him to Anderson Silva is because Anderson Silva was a goddamn finisher. That's the reason why he was like he's one of the best, if not the best of all time. You know. And, you know, one of the reasons that Volkanovski is, like, even when Max Holloway said he was pound for pound the best fighter in the world right now, is because he gets either finishes or he dominates in spectacular fashion, you know, with TKOs and all that. So, like, I feel like Izzy, like, he used to be more exciting to me, and now I feel like, you know, he's just, like, excitement level, it's just leveling down just because he's not finishing people, and he's not, like, you know, going after the kill. He's just like point fighting, you know, and that's not really the most exciting, you know, for people like Connie that are like, you know, amateur fans and stuff like that. That's not gonna win you points with them. So, you know, it is what it is, but he's gonna have to do something if he wants to beat Alex Pereira, that's for sure. So what do you think, Connie?
No, it was I think you guys are right. Like I've seen it a lot, and I agree with the sentiment as well too, that like he's turned into Floyd. Like Izzy is Floyd Mayweather now. maybe not. I don't mean on like the terms of greatness level or anything like that, because obviously Floyd was 50-0, whatever. If you want to argue that Floyd ran away from people during their prime, you can make that argument, whatever. But like, it's never like like Floyd and Pacquiao. You're like, oh my god, this fight is going to be the craziest thing ever. Like, it's a super fight, blah blah, and it was literally hugging for 12 rounds. That's what it was. It was hugging for 12 rounds. So like, Izzy, it's the UFC version of hugging for 5 rounds though. He sits there, he taps your legs, he counter strikes you with a jab. He won't let you take him down, and like even when he was up against the cage, he was still landing some shots. He would go for the takedown, then Izzy would just block it and not let him get it. He would get out of it, throw a few, and like there were times too where like he was hitting him a little bit, and I'm like, oh, like this might be the time. I was like, all right, Izzy's gonna turn it up right now, and I still enjoy him. And like I said, I've kind of just gotten to the point where I really like the greatness in sports. Obviously, I like my teams more than anything else, but I'm sure Monique will be back. Probably just hit the X on accident. Well, like I love my teams, and I really like greatness because it's just cool to watch, and that's kind of what Izzy, has become. It's what John Jones was. Which, by the way, for the love of God, John, can you just get back, bro?
Well, Dana White said on the Pat McAfee show a couple of weeks when he was on there that John Jones versus Stipe, and then the winner would take on Francis. So, but he said they're working on that. So I don't know how close that means they are to that.
I mean,
because John Jones watches, I think, both of them. I think he for sure watches Stipe, and then in Ghana we'll have to see what's going on there with his injury and everything. But Ngannou versus John Jones for the belt, a fight I really want to see.
That still freaks me out for John Jones.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think many John's a god. But like, listen, you ever played God of War, bro? You ever played that? Zeus got taken out. Great.
Yeah.
And Ngannou got that power to knock a god like John straight out. So I don't know. It would be very fun, but yeah, Izzy's fight was meh. Obviously, do I want to see it finished? Do I want to see more punches thrown back and forth? Of course, but I mean, you also have to realize that people fight in different ways, and that not all fights are going to be the exact same. I will say, for a card that was hyped up and like it's going to be the craziest of the summer. Now, granted, also missed the prelims and the early prelims, so maybe the full card on top of the main card, I would have a different opinion.
Even then, I don't think that it's even if the prelims are amazing, because we've had a lot of cards with amazing prelims, like oh my god, and now we still have title fights and contenders and all that. And then, you see Thug Rose walk out there and throw one punch in 5 rounds.
That was the worst fight I've ever seen.
So I think I could tell. I don't know why people get excited all the time just because of the big names. Like if you looked at this fight card, obviously all I think three of the 5 main cards fights I'm looking at, and I'm like, okay, that has, fight of the year potential. Like O'Malley Munoz, you're looking at that, you're like, okay, Sean O'Malley always put on a show. Strickland, Pereira, like top contenders. Volkanovski, Holloway, always good fight. But then when you look at the main event, and it's like Adesanya versus Cannonier, I know we've seen Izzy do some great things, but like you guys are saying, his past, 5-6 fights have been snooze fest. So that's not something I'm getting crazy excited for. I get excited for Charles Oliveira. I get excited for Michael Chandler, Justin Gaethje, Conor McGregor. Like the main event has to finish off good, even with great prelims and solid main cards.
No, that's a valid point. And I mean, it's and maybe we're just the wrong people too, because like you said, you just name people though that just sit there and throw punches and try and kill each other.
Yeah.
I mean, besides Oliveira, who gets knocked down 16 times, then all of a sudden puts you in an armbar and you tap out, which makes absolute. I mean, this man got knocked down 3 times in that Gaethje fight.
Yeah.
And he let him up every single time because he didn't want to go to the ground. One time he goes to the ground tapped. Like, I guess. So, I don't know. A little disappointed, but at the end of the day, still pretty fun. UFC is is a very entertaining sport. Anyway, we will go on to the NBA because I mean, listen, bro. I go away for a little bit of time, and the whole world just wants to, go to whatever. Like, really, this is what we're doing. This man, KD, out of pocket, requests a trade. KD requests a trade. Nets probably going to trade Kyrie, but obviously, I think you got to start with KD because, like, that's the biggest free agent in NBA history. I mean, listen, we'll kind of tie this together almost because this man, Rudy Gobert, who I don't know, maybe Josh, have we talked about it? How I think we've talked about how he's overrated, right?
Yeah, we've talked about him versus Donovan and many things of Rudy Gobert.
What was it, like 4 players and like 6 picks?
3 very good rotational players and 5 first and 3 pick swaps. Like that's
for Rudy Gobert.
When you already got a big, when you already got a 5.
For Rudy Gobert. Like, if it was Cat, I would understand.
Right, yeah, Cat.
Like, if the Timberwolves traded Cat and got that, I'd be like, yeah, that's valid. Rudy Gobert? Paint protector for sure. Leads the league in dunks every year because it's the only thing he can do. Yeah. Rudy Gobert? So, I think it was wasn't Kendrick Perkins or who's the bald? Richard Jefferson. I don't know which one of them said it.
Who's the bald?
I couldn't remember for a second. Richard Jefferson, they said, if that's what Rudy got to trade KD, they need the whole country of France.
Yeah, no, it's going to be insane. Like
what is KD getting? You need a superstar. You need a superstar in the trade back. You need another player that's a budding superstar, probably another 2 good rotational people, and probably 8 draft picks.
No, literally, like hypothetically, say Miami wants to go all in for him. It's Kyle Lowry, Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, probably Max Strus, 8 firsts and like 5 pick swaps. Like you're gonna need to give up everything, and that's if they don't want Jimmy or Bam. Like that's if you're lucky they don't want one of your 2 best players. That's why the Suns are in the best spot. Ayton already wants out. Mikal is expendable. You got other solid players. Phoenix is in a perfect spot for this, which sucks.
Can you like? I assume that they could too, and like they shouldn't want a first round draft pick until like 2030.
Like from
Phoenix. That's when the draft pick should start. They should want listen, I don't want a draft pick until 20. I want your next 8 draft picks from 2030 to 2038.
Yeah, that's always like the weird thing you think about. But then you look at a team like Houston right now. Like when they were sending Harden there, you're probably thinking like, all right, we don't want like your next 3 first because you guys might three-peat with KD and Kyrie. And now you look at those picks Houston got from Brooklyn, and it's like, oh, you got Ben Simmons and Joe Harris. That's it.
They might have
like,
Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, like thank you very much.
Here's my thing too. Like Houston owns Brooklyn's pick. So like, does that mean if they trade KD to Miami or whatever, and Miami gives them a pick, does that mean Houston gets it now, or is it because it's technically Miami's pick that goes to Brooklyn, they don't get it?
That depends. That's only if it's a pick swap. Like if they during the trade with the Houston and
because I think the Houston trade is they have a pick, then a pick swap, then a pick, then a pick swap, then a pick, then a pick swap.
Yeah, okay, so all the pick swaps would then become Miami Houston pick swaps. So it'd be whoever. So I don't know who got best and who got worst, but like if Miami had a better record than Houston that year, then Miami keeps their pick and Houston keeps theirs, or something weird like that. I don't know, but it's something weird like that where yeah.
Because you're not allowed to give like first round picks in consecutive years, right?
I also think, I don't know, GMs, sometimes I feel like they just like are in a room with like, their staff and everyone. They hear a trade offer and they're like they want 5 firsts and 4 players and we'll get Rudy. And they're like, is that a deal? Like, do we win that? Like, I don't know. Do we? Like, let's take it and see what Twitter says. Like, that sometimes confuses me, like what people think is a good trade and all that. Like it's crazy what some of these players that we're going to talk about in a second after we get done with these guys, but it just confuses me. But this KD trade is going to have so many like underlying factors because a lot of the picks that are probably going to get thrown into it are going to be from previous trades that the team acquired a pick for. There's going to be a third team involved, or because the Nets are going to get a good return in this trade.
Bro, you have to though. Can you imagine if they trade KD and it's not like universally applauded?
And then you got to move. They're moving. Kyrie's not going to stay.
Josh, can I be this guy though? Can I be this guy? I'm sorry, bro. If I'm the Nets, I would take KD into the office and look him dead in his eyes and say, I would say, I dare you to not play for the next 4 years. I dare you. He has a 4-year contract. What is the point of a contract anymore?
Nothing.
You're signed for because listen, you end his career. And listen, would I be a terrible person and would players probably not want to come play for me? Probably. Guess what? I would happily live with that. I could live with myself. I really could. Because what are you going to do? You have KD for the next 4 years. He sits out 4 years, and then somebody's going to eat what? I think he'd be like 36 by then?
Yeah.
What, you think somebody's all of a sudden going to give him a contract? And guess what? I would pay. Yeah, sure. I'll pay you the whole time. You're not playing a game.
They could even convert that into, well, I don't know. That'd be a weird situation. Because I think eventually, I don't know, because you see teams convert contracts to overpaid players into like, hey, over the next 50 years, we're going to pay you like $1 million.
Was just the other day. You know what that is?
Like, it's been how many years? Like so long he's been getting paid by him.
Bobby Bonilla Day, man gets 1.2 or something every year until like
you're gonna at the end of the season of the MLB season. I'm coming on Backstop Banter. You guys are gonna be so impressed by my baseball knowledge.
Really?
I watch and pay attention like a lot. Like I could almost name multiple players on like a lot of teams.
Is this like because of betting, or you just actually kind of enjoying that?
It started with betting, but now I'm just generally like, now I know what teams are good and what aren't. So I'll like look at the scores throughout the day and stuff.
There could be a tear in my eye right now.
And because there's no other sports on, so I'm like, I gotta pay attention to something. But I'm actually starting to enjoy baseball. I do like it a lot.
That's what I love to hear.
We're talking about KD. Yeah, I think it's more of a player-driven league now, so I think teams are scared to stand up to players. Yeah, teams are getting scared to stand up to players like that. But I mean, like the Nets, like you're saying, they don't have to trade them. They don't have to do shit for them. Like you sign the contract, bro. You're here, or you're not.
Bro, trade them to the Kings.
Yeah, bro.
But like, I'm a vindictive person, though.
People are putting out Utah offers, and they're good offers. Like, imagine KD gets sent to Utah, bro.
Because like there are there's obviously people that are very different than me. Like Josh, I'll be real with you. Like some partners like on podcasts or radio stations break up, and that they say, "Oh yeah, I wish him nothing but the." Josh, I'm telling you right now, if me and you ever decide to stop doing a podcast together, you start another one, I would hope you never got a view in your life.
Yeah, I'm praying on your downfall.
Okay, see, exactly. Listen, that's who I am. Yeah. That's kind of who I am. I'm not rooting for you. I'm rooting for me.
Yeah,
I'm rooting for me.
I was rooting for you when it included me, but now that I'm out, I don't care. Like,
not everybody can eat. That's a lie. Everybody can eat thing's a lie.
That reminds me of a Caleb City. You know Caleb City? He does like these skits and stuff, and he's like, you get 3 wishes. He's like, I want food. Like I want all the food in the world. And he's like, oh, so everybody gets to eat. He's like, no, I want it all. Me. Nobody can have any of it. Like, yeah, it was hilarious.
I mean, I'm trading KD to Timbuktu. Don't get me wrong. I still need, something great back for him. So, I mean, I guess you kind of have to trade him to a place that has good players that you can get in return.
Yeah.
But, like, I'm walking into the office and saying, I dare you to sit out the next 4 years.
How many more times can they do this? Like Harden, KD, and Kyrie. Like, just be like, this isn't exactly what I thought it was going to be.
Craziest part is, too, did you see the report that KD and Kyrie still want to play together?
Yeah, I'm like, dude,
they just don't want to do it in Brooklyn. What's the difference? They ran Brooklyn
They got rid of all the assets, and now they don't like the team.
Like,
that.
What are you talking? Like, well, I can't think of their coach right now.
Steve Nash.
Steve Nash is the coach because of them. Harden was on the team because of them.
Like, it's crazy.
Can you imagine this team if it was still Katie, Kyrie, Dinwiddie,
Jared Allen, Joe Harris. Like, God, that team was. We didn't even get to see that team for too long.
No.
That would have been so much better. So much better. I mean, like,
that was the part that really got me. I really saw that they wanted to still play together, just not in Brooklyn, and I've never been that confused in my life.
Like,
what do you mean you still want to play together? You're playing together right now. What's going to change in Phoenix? Because the whole thing is, oh, Katie's going to get traded. Kyrie has 1 year on the deal, then he can just follow him to wherever he goes. Please, for the love of God, tell me what's going to be different.
Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be the same. They're going to have problems because everywhere they've gone, they've each had their problems. So I don't know. It's so annoying, man. I just wish, you know what, Russ, Katie, just come back home. Come back home to Oklahoma.
I did say.
And we got a great young squad, a young coach, assets on top of assets
for days.
Like come on, man.
We do have the most draft picks we can offer Brooklyn. Just saying.
Yeah. I mean, come home, guys. Just come on. We just gave Russ a key to the city a couple weeks ago. So
they
gave him a key to the city. So just come on home.
Very
but only if KD's coming, Russ. Like you can stay in LA if KD's not coming. We don't need all that over here right now without KD.
No, definitely.
Same goes to you, James. KD has to be part of the package for the big.
And that's the thing, Kyrie. Where's he gonna go? I guess the Lakers are trying.
I think the Lakers. He's gonna be there next year, not like next season. I think he'll probably shit out the whole season with Brooklyn, or if KD's gone and he doesn't get moved. He'll probably, be injured or something crazy.
Here's another thing I don't understand on both sides of it. So, Kyrie, you wanted to leave Cleveland because you didn't want to play with LeBron and be in the shadow anymore. You go to Boston. You're awful. Literally was just not a good time in Boston. All right. So, you leave Boston, whatever, you team up with KD now. Why? And that's why I don't understand from the Kyrie point of view. Then from the Brooklyn point of view, you're going to trade Kyrie for Russell Westbrook. And not only Kyrie, you're trading Kyrie and probably Joe Harris. And I even saw a report that they would prefer Seth Curry instead of Joe Harris.
I would too. I would definitely prefer.
Okay, fine. You're giving up two players?
Yeah, two of them for Russell.
You're the one giving up players for Russell Westbrook, who's making $47 million a year, that can't shoot. This man couldn't hit a three if the ocean was the basket and he was swimming in it.
Man, don't do Russ like that.
Come on. Am I wrong? Come
on, you remember that three when he had the 50 piece in Denver for the triple-double record?
No,
that was cash.
What was that, 5 years ago?
It was cash. Remember Steven Adams at the free throw line off the rim, kicks it out to Russ?
Was it not 5 years ago?
Was it not cash?
No, I mean, listen, it was mucho dinero.
Listen, I am on. If I'm gonna blame somebody in Russell Westbrook's run with the Lakers, I'm gonna blame the Lakers. I'm not gonna blame Russ because they thought Russ should be the one to change his whole game, and
I don't blame Russ.
On him and move him.
No,
like I think he can still be a great player in this league, all NBA first team type of player in this league. It's just that is not a situation where he can do that. Not with guys like AD and LeBron. That's not a Russ thing. He's got Allen Iverson syndrome. He can't do it with other stars because that's not his game. It sucks, but it's just the truth. Can't do it with other stars.
I just still cannot fathom that Brooklyn would trade for Russell Westbrook and be the team giving up more players.
Yeah.
All
right, we'll give you Kyrie for Russ. Like, no, we need Joe Harris. Well, actually, you know what? Give us Seth Curry and like a protected first. Like, wait, you want us to give you players? Like, that's just crazy.
Like, and the thing is, they have to do it because they have to match the salary because Kyrie doesn't make enough to match the salary of Russ. But That is astonishing. I can't believe that they would do like they're going to get a historic haul for KD and then turn around and trade Kyrie and have to give up more than they're supposed to that they're going to get. Like, are the Lakers throwing in like 5 first-round picks?
They don't have that.
Maybe.
They don't. They threw them all to New Orleans for AD. They don't have. They have one pick, one first-round pick, Taylor Horton-Tucker and Russell Westbrook. That has been their trade offer since AD showed up. Every time it's been like popped up of a star on the move, like, oh, Giannis might want out. A Westbrook, Taylor Horton-Tucker in the first package is on the table. Like, no one wants that. Not a single team wants that. You put that in the trade finder on 2K, no trades available. Like, nothing pops up. It
no
doesn't
trades
happen.
available.
Nobody wants that. They haven't for
great.
over a year. But I mean, I guess if somebody's gonna force it, I mean, we'll see.
They put the trade finder on 0.
Yeah, difficulties on 0, bro. You can
trade finder
flip
difficulty
anything.
on 0. You could trade KD for.
That's what Utah did. They put that on 0.
Yeah, let's go to that. Let's go to that because, like I said, Rudy. What is Flight React? Shout out Rudy Gobert. For what'd you say? 4 players, 5 picks.
Malik Beasley, Patrick Beverly, Jaden McDaniels. Jared Vanderbilt. Their first round pick this year that they just drafted. Yeah, a guy from Auburn. And then 5. I think a couple of them might be protected, but at least 3 of them are completely unprotected. And then like 3 or 4 pick swaps.
God bless.
For Rudy Gobert.
Like, and here's the thing too. Once again, I am definitely not the smartest person in the world, and I would probably say that even the UFC has eclipsed my like for the NBA. I don't know what it is. I kind of just really fell off this year. But like, since when has 2 centers been the thing in this NBA?
I have no idea.
Like, the Warriors are going to put in a small ball lineup and score 45 in 13 seconds. Like, I understand. Like, the Timberwolves couldn't protect the paint if their life depended on it. And that's what the only thing basically Rudy Gobert can do besides dunk. So I get that. But you have Cat, so now you're going to put Cat at power forward, and you're going to turn him into Dirk? Like,
that's what I'm thinking. Shoot. Right. Like, he can shoot. Like, yes, he can stretch the floor. But putting him at power forward.
No, he needs to take 10 threes a game now.
Literally, because where are you going to put Rudy? He's got to be down low. He's not standing out in the corner because then you're playing 5-on-4. They'll leave him there. Let him do what he wants to shoot a 3. Go ahead, Rudy. They're going to, I mean, I hope they figure it out. I hope they know what they're doing and this works out. But you're going to have to eliminate Cat from being in the paint. Like, that's just starting it. Like, that's just to see where you're at. Like, unless Rudy's working on his 3 all summer, we see some Ben Simmons highlight tapes of some threes from deep. Then maybe, we'll get hyped up about it, but I have no idea how this is going to work.
Get Rudy Gobert in the Steph Curry shooting camp.
Yeah. Rudy went 25 for 25 from 3 today, guys. Open gym.
I literally, I don't, you know what that is? That's a great point. Open gym and like shooting drills is the exact same thing as the combine.
Yeah. Throwing on air.
It's like, defense. Oh yeah, I went 10 for 10 on 3s today. Yeah. Against 2. The air. I'm like, don't get me wrong. I couldn't hit 10 threes.
Like, it's impressive when Steph went like 124 of 125. Like, that shit's
because that's
freaky.
Exactly, because that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But like
Ben Simmons hitting 3 straight threes.
And don't get me wrong. I can't hit 10 threes in a row. Not from the NBA line.
I bet I could. I bet I could.
You think? I'll bet you $10 you couldn't.
How much?
I'll give you an hour.
Like, before I actually have to go 10 for 10?
Yeah.
Or I have to hit 10 threes.
No. You got to go 10 in a row within that hour.
From NBA?
Yeah. $100.
What about 6?
$6? Yeah, that's more budget wise.
No, 6 threes.
Oh. Nah, I need 10. We were just talking about 10. I'll meet
All
you in the
right,
middle.
but
We can go 8.
I'll do 10, but not from NBA 3.
Nah, I need the NBA.
Then I'll do 7.
I said 8.
7, NBA 3, no prep time. I just walk in the gym.
Just walk into the gym.
I
and
just
clock
walk
starts.
in the gym. I just walk in the Oracle Arena and I just hit 7 straight and walk out.
$100 richer.
Yeah.
But I want the 100 when you don't do it.
My jumper is wet, bro. You don't even know.
Not from the NBA.
Nah, not NBA. I couldn't do it from NBA. Could not. I will admit that.
Perry said no prep time needed. We stay ready. Perry, same bet.
We stay ready.
Perry,
it's a flamethrower, bro. It's
Terry,
a flamethrower.
Perry, it's the same bet. And I accidentally low-key just said Terry, but that also reminds me of a 4th of July classic. Put it in reverse, Terry.
Terry? Put it in reverse.
He said, "Oh, Terry. Oh, God. Good Lord." Anyway, Rudy Gobert, man. You have
Rudy.
2 bigs in a world where everybody plays 5'10" point guards that can shoot from the half-court line.
I love this for Utah, though. Absolutely love this for Utah.
Yeah, because now you
get
build
Donovan.
around Novi and Mitchell.
Yeah, you got Donovan. You bring in guys like Pat Bev, Malik Beasley, who are very solid rotational players. And didn't they go get somebody else? I feel like they did something. But I don't know.
You know what I'm kind of sad about?
Huh.
The fact that the Pat Bev era is over in Minnesota.
Man took his jersey off, threw it in his
jersey
stands,
off, crying after a playing game. Didn't they lose the next playing game too?
They lost the first. No, they lost in the first round. They played
all right.
so.
All right. At least they made it into the playoffs, and they didn't. All right. Didn't they get? No, was it? They didn't get swept.
It was almost 7 games. I think it went 6.
Okay.
I think it went 6 games. Man said he heard Kawhi and Paul George are coming. He said next 5 years are mine, and got traded 5 times. That's just tough, man. Thought he had 5 straight rings coming, a dynasty. And they said, we'll send you to Memphis. We'll send you to Minnesota. We'll send you to Utah.
Wait, when did he say that? Who was he with when he said that?
No, he was in remember when Kawhi and Paul George went to the Clippers and he was in a restaurant? He was there when he was on the Clippers with Kawhi and Paul George like the first 2 seasons.
I low-key don't even remember that.
And then he got moved to Memphis. And then, he got moved to Memphis.
Pat Bev really is a chihuahua.
Yeah. Yeah, man, all bark, no bite. Well,
not even the all bark no bite, just an annoying.
Yeah, like he does bite, and it's just like, dude, stop.
I'm like, bro, I'm begging you to just shut up. Him and Draymond, can't stand Draymond.
I love Draymond, big Draymond fan.
Nah, bro, I'm telling you, he gives me the same energy as getting 100 on the group project, and he's the one that gave me the paper. He was like, yo. But the project is on the paper that I bought and gave you. So, yeah, I get 100 too.
Yeah.
That's Draymond.
Hey, if the project can't get done without the paper.
Yeah, but I could have bought paper from somebody else.
But you didn't, did you? He bought it. He bought it.
It's fair. I'm just saying. A lot of people giving this man crazy credit. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm simply not sure. The DeJounte Murray to the Hawks. That was what I didn't really see coming. I didn't see it, but then again, I just screamed about how we go small ball and things like that. And guess what? Trae Young, love the kid. Pretty good shooter, things like that. Can't defend a thing.
No.
You might be able to go 10 for 10 from 3 against Trae Young. Might happen. But now they got DeJounte Murray, perimeter defender, good ball. What, he almost averaged a triple-double this year.
Mm-hmm. He was cooking this year. I think, like you were saying, when you have Trae Young and Kevin Huerter as your starting guards, other guards tend to eat against that defensive duo right there. Now, you bring in DeJounte, and then they also moved off of Kevin Huerter and brought in Aaron Holiday and Mo Harkless, which are 2 very solid defenders. I kind of like that trade for both sides because, we've been talking about it with the Hawks since since they've put together this roster, they have so many good players that they can flip into a star or something. I was saying that maybe they go after Donovan Mitchell or Bradley Beal. DeJounte Murray he's getting to that level of a player on those guys' level. So they kind of flipped it. Gallo and Herter are gone, and three very solid, very good defenders are now in. So I think this Hawks team is turning around because Trey's going to average over 25, around 10 assists. Bogdanovich on the wing, he can shoot. They got young guys on the bench too. They got a lot of things. They just didn't have defense, and now they have defense.
Yeah, I'm intrigued because obviously, Trey was running the offense, and I don't know if what does he continue to do it? And they play. No, I think he plays off ball. I would assume
it's gonna be interesting. I think they'll probably switch, back and forth throughout a game, who's bringing the ball up or whatever. I just can't see I think it's gonna be more Trey than DeJounte. I think they're gonna be like, hey, DeJounte, you're gonna have to adapt to off ball instead of Trey. Trey would be easier to get to do it, but Trey is much better with the ball in his hands. He creates shots very easily. So if DeJounte can learn to, spot up and shoot and also be able to handle the ball, that's going to be a deadly duo. Very deadly duo.
Yeah, I am excited for it. I am definitely excited for it. I think it helps them. I don't know. I don't know how much better they are in the East now because, you still got the Bucks ahead of them. Still got the Celtics ahead of them.
Yeah, Miami's still up there.
Yeah. Sixers.
Yep. See, Chicago bounces back this offseason. Maybe they land KD.
True.
Cleveland's still good.
Cleveland is good. They just re-signed Darius Garland, right?
Mm-hmm. Maybe the Knicks with Brunson.
Yeah, it's the Knicks still.
Both conferences are starting to kind of even out, though. Both conferences are pretty.
Which I thoroughly enjoy because now it's not just like, oh yeah, whoever comes out of the West is winning.
Yeah, it's like whoever comes out the West versus LeBron for the past decade.
For the last 15 years. So, yeah. Any other of those off-season moves that you enjoyed?
There were a couple I enjoyed and a couple I'm confused about. One of the ones I'm kind of confused about is a team I just talked about, Chicago. I get Vooch isn't a great defender as a big, but I don't know if Andre Drummond is the ideal backup center to come in and rely on for important minutes in the game. And Goran Dragic is kind of a confusing signing too because now your guard room is Kobe White, Zach LaVine, Ayo Dosunmu, and now where does Goran Dragic and Caruso and Lonzo Ball, where does Dragic fit in that guard room? It's just very confusing.
It's going to be Udonis Haslem.
Yeah, it's such a confusing signing for me. I hope it works out, but then Knicks, I really like the Brunson signing. I know it's kind of been anticipated. I think he's going to be a very good point guard for that team. I'm really excited to see what that backcourt can do. And they moved off of Alec Burks and someone else they traded away. I can't remember who, but I like that. Nerlens Noel, which was a little bit shocking. Nerlens showed some promise last year, but
did you know that Mitchell Robinson is the first person to get a second contract from the Knicks in 28 years?
Yeah, and a lot of people were trying to be, these super smart people when they were talking about that. Like, a 1-year deal does not count as a second contract. Like, they gave you an extra shot. Just because David Lee signed a 1-year deal after his rookie contract doesn't mean that. Mitchell Robinson's the first one to get a second contract and that's actually a big deal. You look at how many hits and misses they've had for Mitchell to go get another contract. That's pretty nice. But,
now, technically, what happens if Porzingis is a free agent, gets signed? Is that technically a second contract?
By the Knicks?
Yeah. What if is that a second contract?
No, because Tim Hardaway Jr. already did that. He was drafted by the Knicks, went to
You're
Atlanta,
right. You're right. Back. I do remember now. You're right.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be shocked. The Knicks tend to do weird stuff like that all the time. But Gallinari too, after getting traded by Atlanta, went to San Antonio. Obviously, they're going to release him, and he wants to go to Boston. They just picked up Malcolm Brogdon too. They just come off a finals appearance. You add a guard that's Derek White, but if Derek White was the best he could ever be, you got him and Derek White now. So then you add Gallinari too, who's a stretch four you can play. That team is not going to lose anything, and they got a lot better. So I like I like that move a lot for them.
Some interesting moves out there in the NBA landscape.
Still a lot to happen too. Still a lot. I mean, obviously, we just talked about KD and Kyrie. Nothing's even happened there. But we know a couple things are true. Zion's not going anywhere, and then Bradley Beal is not going anywhere. So
Bradley Beal, I don't get, bro.
Bradley Beal is
you're wasting your career. It's like in the MLB. Like apparently Juan Soto,
I know Juan Soto. I know who Juan Soto is.
Yeah. Phenom, man's an animal. Like 23 years old. He's apparently rejected 2 contracts that are like 10-year, $380 million, which obviously unbelievable money, but he's rejected them. I think he's actually going to leave in free agency in a few years, which makes me very happy because that's not another career that's been wasted. Like this man Mike Trout out in Los Angeles, where they can't put a team around him to save his life.
Yeah, that team sucks, dude. They
have no pitching. They literally, at the last draft, with every single draft pick, they drafted a pitcher. Literally,
I remember hearing about that.
They had like 12 or 15 draft picks, and every single one was a pitcher.
That's crazy.
They have the pitching is
like I pay attention to like mainly because of betting, but it also helps me like learn players and stuff. Like I'll go look at their records, their ERAs and stuff. Like,
hell yeah!
Like I gotta pay attention to that stuff. But yeah,
love that for you. Look at us.
It's a fun game. I like sports. I mean, baseball now. I like it now.
I feel like a lot of people don't like baseball because they don't understand it.
I do hate Aaron Judge, though.
Oh, my God. What are you talking about?
Every time I pick him, like, for parlays and stuff, I'll put him in there, and I'll go, like, 5 for 6, and it's just a hit, Aaron Judge. And then his next 2 games, I don't pick him. He goes yard for game, and then he hits, like, another one at leadoff or like top of the inning or something.
Never talk about my man's like that ever.
Honestly, just the Yankees in general have not been good for me to bet on, unless I bet on them as a team.
Didn't I tell you to hit the Yankee over this year?
Yeah, I did. I didn't take their team total. I took the Blue Jays, which is kind of. I mean, I like Bo Bichette. Might be my new favorite player too. Bo Bichette or Nick Gordon. Nick Gordon might be one of my favorite players, man.
Why do I not remember?
He's on the Twins.
Okay.
He's I believe he's second base. Yeah, second baseman for the Twins. But yeah, I didn't take the Yankees season over, but I have won a decent amount of money on their money lines and team total.
I'm telling you, take the Yankee season over and look at them. Yeah, on pace to win like 115 games.
Yeah, no, they're killing it for sure.
Yeah, like a 15-game lead in the division on July 4th. Out of pocket. All right, Josh, let's go into our final little chat here. Usually our break is, in the middle of the show, but we're going to end the show on this. So listen, if, you're only here for the sports stuff, this is kind of the end of the road. But I know you're not just here for that because you love listening to us and we're a great time. We'll go into our little break here because we've had the Obi-Wan Kenobi finale and Miss Marvel has started up, which, by the way, I have been watching.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you were going to tune into that or not.
Oh, no, I tune into everything. Everything. Also, I just finished the last season of Peaky Blinders.
I actually started watching that. I started it. I'm only a couple episodes in now.
When you listen, I think it's like the 3rd season. Don't get me wrong. I think every season is good, but the 3rd season, when they're in a feud with the Italian mafia, might be the greatest 6 episodes in television.
Since I'm starting Peaky Blinders and you just finished Peaky Blinders, you should start watching The Boys.
That's on HBO?
It's on Amazon Prime.
I do have Prime.
That show is that might be like in my top 3 favorite shows ever. Like it might be. It's so good, dude.
Did you ever finish The Sopranos?
No.
Oh my!
Never even close. Not even close, dude. I want to. I liked it a lot. I was starting to watch it, and I was starting to get.
How far did you get?
Not even through the first season.
Not even the first season.
It was good. It's not like I didn't enjoy it. It's just then other shows started coming out, like just other show. Mando came back when I was watching it, and so then I was like, what?
Did you get to the college episode?
College. I got to like where he's taking what's her nuts to the colleges.
What's her nuts? Is
Yeah,
crazy.
what's her nuts?
Meadow.
Yeah, Meadow. She's an Entourage. She's good in Entourage. I like that. You ever seen Entourage?
Nah, but she's bad.
Yeah, an Entourage. Yeah, Entourage is a very good show too. Very good.
She's
show.
bad. That's kind of the episode. Did he? Nah, let me not. All right, whatever. Let's talk about.
I think he killed somebody.
Okay, never mind. There we go. I want to know if he.
Yeah, he.
You know, that was
killed
the first
that guy.
time. You know, it was the first time a main character killed like somebody on television.
Really?
That's like, bro. The Sopranos is the reason for like Breaking Bad and everything. Like, Sopranos is the first anti-hero.
I know
you're not supposed to like Tony, but everybody likes Tony. Everybody likes Tony.
Tony's a goat, bro. Tony's definitely the goat.
But yeah, he's the first anti-hero.
Yeah,
that's where like Breaking
Bad. He
did
kill that guy. I couldn't remember because I remember he was like he was stalking him. He was
choked
like,
him right out.
Yeah, he did.
And Meadow goes, "Are you in the mafia?" No,
that didn't. Yeah.
He goes, "Am I in the what?" He says, he goes, "I do." He goes, "I do." Oh my gosh, what does he always call? Oh, waste management. He goes, "I do waste management." Everybody thinks you're mobbed up. It's offensive.
I got a little bit past. I got to where like his son. Like started to figure out about all the stuff he's involved with. I can't remember where I left off though.
You'll have to go back.
Actually, I do remember. He's starting to little fantasize about his therapist lady. He's starting to get a little
good old Mrs. What's her name?
I can't
even think. Dr. Melfi.
Dr.
Melfi.
Yeah.
What a time. What a time that show was. I miss it. I wish I could go back and watch it and just forget it all. But I won't forget Kenobi, especially after that finale, because I thought it was fantastic. Like I said, very easy to please. Are there some people, oh, I can't believe. Listen, this is your 2-second warning because it's been, 2 weeks since it came out. So I don't want to hear about no spoilers or nothing. I'll give you 2 seconds. I don't want to hear about oh my gosh, I can't believe Obi-Wan beat Darth Vader when he was supposed to be in his prime. Shut up.
That's not like, it's so annoying too, because like the people that always talk the most about it, like that think they know everything, like they don't know, like, no, he's not Darth Vader all the way yet. Like this is literally fresh off of him turning into Darth Vader.
Like 5 years.
A couple years.
No, it can't be 5.
I think it's 6 years
I thought it was 10. No, it's 10. Remember?
10 years?
Because
it is 10 years. Yeah,
because Leia's 10 in it.
Yeah, but I mean, like to think.
But also, here's my thing too. Obi was his master, and since Anakin killed all the Jedi, it's not like this man's had to have many lightsaber battles.
Exactly. He's been hunting this guy, so he's probably on cloud 9 of adrenaline when he finally finds him and everything. And Obi-Wan, I mean, Jesus, you thought it was an Obi-Wan show and you didn't think he was going to win a fight? Like the way they made him look bitch-made in the first fight, he had to bounce back. But it was such a good last episode. I mean, the fight scene was beautiful.
Bro, I can't get over how sexy lightsabers look these days.
I know, so good, dude. So good.
Lightsabers look absolutely fantastic now.
So good.
Shout out CGI, man. Love it.
Yeah. I'm glad we also got the, similar to what happened with Ahsoka and Rebels, where his mask is cut off and get to see his face and hear
Anakin.
The way,
another thing coming from a production nerd, when he's talking to him and he's like, "You didn't kill Anakin," and the lightsaber is blue on his face, and he goes, "I did," and then it turned red. I was like, "What a touch!"
It's switching from like the voice of the Vader mask and Hayden's actual voice. Oh my god, so good. But one thing I did not had a problem with, I wanted it to be longer, was Qui-Gon Jinn at the end. I just wanted a little bit longer, not a really hey, where you been? Come on, we gotta go. Because that's all we kind of got from Qui-Gon. Like,
all I'm saying is it's supposed to be a one-off. I think a nice season 2 of Qui-Gon training Obi-Wan would be great.
There was a report like 3 days ago that I saw that this was supposed to be a movie trilogy.
I know, I saw that too.
Like, dude, I would have much rather had a movie trilogy than just a series.
I would have taken a movie trilogy for
It would
that.
have been so good, dude. So, because think about all the characters they could have introduced at that point. I mean, 3 movies of young Luke and Leia too, with Qui-Gon and
But
Obi-Wan.
and like I'll say this again, that was the best casting of the whole show.
Oh,
So
yeah.
obviously you knew who Obi-Wan and
Right.
whatever. But that young Leia, literally the exact same thing as old Leia.
Yeah,
Exact same thing.
Perfect casting.
And then they put her in the all white outfit at the end of the show.
Oh yeah.
I said it's perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was really good. I hope to see. I mean, they got to do a second season or something like that. Like, I think they've talked about a second season because do you remember when Ewan McGregor went on stage and he was like, "I hope you enjoy episodes 1, 2," and he goes like all the way up to like 10 episodes, and there's only 6 episodes.
I mean, he's also said several times that like, I hope this isn't the last time I get to be him.
Yeah. So like I think him and Hayden Christensen are both like applying for like, hey, we want to do more of this. So I hope Lucasfilms is like, yeah, we do too.
See, I guess the only hard part is, and like that's why it also kind of sucked watching this show that like, they have to live.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So like that fight would have had a lot more tension if like those movies never existed.
Right.
Because it's like, oh my God, what is about to happen? What's about to happen? But like, you knew that Obi-Wan wasn't dead when he got buried by the rocks, and then you knew that he wasn't going to kill Darth Vader at the end.
That's funny though, because even though like I know they're both living, like when he was under the rocks, I'm like, oh shit, just because it's natural.
Oh, no, absolutely.
Absolutely.
That's
funny to think about. Like I know he lives for many more years, but gets hit by something.
No, and like even when like Grieva was hunting little Luke down and the family, I was like, yo, she's about to clip them.
Yeah, like they're dead. But
that was some great editing too, where like she goes to kill him, and like her body, her little
I
was like, okay,
very
like
good.
Her as a kid flashes up, kind of fire.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Ms. Marvel?
I really like it. This last episode was probably the first episode where I was like, where she goes and visits her grandma, and then they all come back, and it was an okay episode, cool fight scene, but I really liked the first 2 episodes. I thought those were very good. I like that they brought in the cop from Spider-Man No Way Home. I like him. He was a funny cop.
Yeah.
But I was a little confused, like in that episode where like the drones are shooting at her. Are those the same drones that Mysterio used?
No, because I thought his just like projected things. I didn't think they shot.
And I thought they self-destructed too, but they look almost exactly like.
Yeah, but how different can drones really look from one another?
That's
You know what I mean?
That is true.
You know what I mean? Also, they're the worst cops I've ever seen.
Yeah, they are.
Like she just magically like hides behind their own cop car, gets in the car, and gets away.
Where'd she go?
Like that's the one thing I hate about.
Car literally pulls up and is like, "Get in,
bro." She's literally here. They're arresting the people here, and they don't see her.
Where'd she go? Didn't get into that car. That was somebody else.
That's the one thing I hate about movies and shows. Like plot armor annoys the hell out of me.
But it always makes me laugh, dude. It's so funny when it happens.
Like even the Obi-Wan show when he's literally walking out of the base with Leia on his leg. And
people were so mad about that big ass coat.
I saw Twitter when that happened. People were upset.
A big ass coat, just a side that's huge.
It was literally sticking out this much. Like, like what is on your leg, guy?
And who are you? Like, what are you doing here? Like, this is a stormtrooper.
Star Wars, and you could be like, oh, that's an alien character. Maybe we just don't know. But like, I never seen an alien character with just one big ass leg.
That was so funny. People get so mad about like they'll get so hyped, like, oh, I can't wait for this show. And then the second one,
and then the show comes out, and they're like, "This is the worst thing I've ever seen."
They're like, "This is so bad. Like, what did they do? Do you see the coloration of this? It's supposed to be different. Like, it's so annoying."
This planet is supposed to be reddish orange, and it's reddish yellow. I'm like, all right, bro, dude. Go back and go get.
That's one good thing about The Boys, dude. It's like everything that could be plot armor. It's like, no, that's just kind of the way this show works. Like like crazy shit like that. Just you got to watch that show, dude. You'd love it.
I'll try it.
I think you'd love it, but you'd also be like, nah, this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
That's kind of how I felt about Peacemaker, though.
It's kind of like Peacemaker, but like it's comical, but not as comical.
Like Peacemaker, but because like here's my thing, and maybe because I've watched like Marvel and all that, I feel like their enemies are the worst looking things ever. Like those moths or whatever looked so fake.
The little judo master guy.
Oh my god, that was
my favorite character of the whole show, man. He was always eating
hot
Cheetos.
Not a hot Cheetos. This man loved them.
He was the best, dude.
But like those moths, I'm looking at. I'm like, I'm pretty sure I could have animated that.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are we talking? You're a multi-billion-dollar company, probably.
Yeah. Yeah. No, Peacemaker was a good show, man. I like that.
I am excited for the second season. That was a good show. Yeah. I did thoroughly enjoy that.
Yeah, very good show. Are you gonna see Thor this weekend? Are you
gonna who's out this weekend?
The 7th, I believe, is Thor.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, actually, my brother's bachelor party is the 8th. So I would have to go day before. I'll see what the movements are.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm seeing it this weekend or not yet, but I really want to. From what I saw from all the people I follow that get to go to the premieres and everything, they said it's basically like a Marvel rom-com, which I'm all in for. All in for that.
Everybody's gonna hate it, right?
Everybody's gonna talk so much shit about
like,
it.
This is the God of Thunder, and he's simping over a girl.
Like, do you remember when the first 2 movies he was all badass hoorah, and then the third one, the best movie, he was just cracking jokes the whole time?
And everybody absolutely despised the first 2.
Yeah. No, I'm down for 2 hours of Korg and Thor on an adventure.
Nah, Korg is a god.
But you might not like this movie too much. I heard the Guardians of the Galaxy are in it, so.
I know, losers. Well, I know. Listen, 2 of them got to go eventually. Because didn't Batista say you don't want to do it anymore?
Yeah, I think he's done with all the Marvel stuff, really.
Which I've never understood. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not an actor, so like maybe you do just get tired of a role. But how could you get tired of playing a superhero character in like one of the most successful franchises ever?
Like, everyone loves you. You make a lot of money, and you get to be a superhero. Like, you literally, your job is to play a superhero, bro. Like
that's why
Chris Evans walking away from Captain America, crazy, bro, crazy.
Bro, like, what are you talking about? This man Hemsworth is like, I'll play Thor as long as they want me. I would be like,
yeah, I will do it until you don't need me.
Like, why can't I think of Iron Man's name, bro?
Robert Downey Jr.
All right, thank you. I knew it was Robert. But I don't know. I low-key really wanted to say Robert Irwin.
Robert Irwin.
Shout out my man's, bro. Didn't deserve that. I still hate a stingray. I'll still punch a stingray.
Fuck a stingray.
I'll still punch a stingray right in the face.
Right in the face.
Steve Irwin still got shooters out here, I'm telling
you. Yeah, for real, bro. They might be the most hated species on Earth.
Just because of him.
Yeah, like, honestly, because you think of like things that cause like actual harm. I think stingrays like beat out a lot of those species just because of the great man they took. Like that.
Yo, his son is literally him, though. You ever seen him?
Yeah, he's
this
awesome.
man. I see him on TikTok a couple times. He's like picking up turtles and helping them across the road and stuff. And I'm like, dude, he'd be so proud.
Yeah, for real, man. For real.
Oh man, let's get out of here, Josh. What do you say?
Yeah, let's do it, man. Let's do it.
Why don't you tell everybody where they can find you?
Yeah, follow me on Twitter at JoeLynn_4. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. So you can come in here and chat with us. And shout out to Monique for joining us for the UFC segment.
True.
Make sure you guys tune in next Monday, 7 Eastern.
Yes, sir. As for me, Anthony Conover _ on Twitter. Obviously, you can follow this podcast right down below at Gen Z Sports on Twitter as well. Like Josh said, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Also, go over to Underdog Fantasy. Use code Gen Z to double your first deposit up to $100. Obviously, you want to get into a little bit of the, over-unders and things of that nature. Go over to Underdog. Great app. Love it. But yeah, obviously I do this every Monday with Josh. Tuesdays I do the hard count with me and CJ, everything in the football world. And then Thursdays I do backstop banter with me and Michael Lawson, which is everything in the baseball world. So with all of that being said, I once again appreciate everybody for tuning in. And like Josh said, we will definitely see you next week. Have a good one, everybody.